Dave Chappelle is standing up after reports arose that Jamie Foxx is stowing away in light of the fact that he was left incapacitated and blind following his health-related crisis. As a man watching another man go through something to that effect, what it causes you to want to accord to a Hollywood insider, who as of late showed up on the Dr. Drew show. Jamie is currently figuring out how to walk again in the wake of experiencing a few complexities of blood coagulation that could be connected with the desire antibody that Jamie had of blood coagulation in his cerebrum. After he had the chance, he didn't need the shot, yet the film he was on, he was compelled to get it. And however Dave himself likewise received any available immunization shots, he did beforehand concede he had misgivings about having the chance Johnson and Johnson antibody. Applause. I must confess that is likely the most niggerish choice I've made in Quito while I stroll on the specialist. Like, give me the third most ideal choice. I'll have what the vagrants are having, something a few fans are currently getting down on Drew for spreading paranoid notions about the immunization, while others are expressing that there is certainly something dubious about the manner in which the media is covering Jamie's medical issue. So what is truly happening here? Is Jamie truly deadened and blind? And is Dave Chappelle figure he could be antibody related? And for what reason is nobody clearing up this large number of bits of gossip? Are you crazy on the off chance that you can't see that? And these can say for what reason isn't David Chappelle saying anything, since David Chappelle comprehends what the __. He is seeing, and these roads will represent themselves whether I'm alive or dead. It's been 2 months since Jamie Foxx was hospitalized in Atlanta following a baffling, unexpected issue. We actually don't know precisely exact thing happened to him. Jamie was hurried to the clinic on April 11th. And the next day, his girl Corinne shared a since erased post on Instagram, guaranteeing that Jamie was at that point en route to recuperation anyway. The story got really ugly soon after when numerous outlets revealed that Jamie's condition is considerably more serious than recently suspected. And the family was getting ready for the more awful, what made the entire circumstance significantly more confounding is that a portion of Jane's celeb companions, like Kevin Hart and Scratch Gunn, asserted that Jane was fine and recuperating quick, while others like Nia Long and Charlie McIntosh deck fans to petition God for Jamie, guaranteeing that he wants a wonder. And afterward, Corinne Foxx chose to share one more update about her dance condition. And she hammered the sensationalist newspapers for spreading misleading story Karen imparted an Instagram story to a message that read update from the family, miserable to perceive how the media goes crazy. My father has been out of the medical clinic for quite a long time, recovering. As a matter of fact, he was playing pickleball yesterday. Anyway, fans felt something was wrong with Corinne's message, since it appears to be unusual that Jamie's family permitted the sensationalist newspapers to go crazy with bits of hearsay for quite a long time in the event that Jane was truly out of the medical clinic and sufficiently sound to play sports. What's additionally odd is the hours after Corinne shared this Instagram story, Jamie's long-lasting companion, Nia Long, tweeted, "My heart is weighty toward the beginning of today, petitioning God for our sibling Jamie Foxx. My adoration and petitions to heaven run profound for yourself, as well as your friends and family." And afterward, a couple of days after the fact, TMZ explained that Jamie was for sure set free from the Atlanta emergency clinic. Anyway, he wasn't at home playing pickleball and was truly recuperating in a restoration office in Chicago. Currently, as of now, fans were at long last ready to inhale a murmur of alleviation, feeling that James is free and clear. Yet this present circumstance just took one more startling turn after Drew facilitated title reporter AJ Benza on his show, guaranteeing that Jamie had to make the desire effort and experienced a blood coagulation that left him to some extent incapacitated and blind. Benza guaranteed that Corinne lied about Jane playing pickleball. And he recommended there's some sort of conceal proceeding to prevent individuals from convincing about Jamie being constrained to take the antibody since I was all balony. Yet they were detailing he's playing pickleball, he's answering on Instagram. No, he's not. Individuals do that for you. It's all lies as per Benza. Jamie would have rather not had the Kova opportunity anyway. He didn't have a lot of decision, since he was recording back in real life with Cameron Diaz. And everybody on set must be inoculated. I had someone in the room who let me in on that Jamie had a blood coagulation in his mind. After he had the chance, he didn't need the shot. Yet the film he was on, he was forced to get it. This film is doing with Cameron Diaz Vince. Additionally, a complete implosion on the arrangement of back in real life against Stunner Bensdrop is asserting that he heard from a dependable source who was in the room that Jane lost his sight and capacity to walk. Yet what I determined from the man in the room was that the blood coagulation in the cerebrum made him by then be to some extent incapacitated and blind, since in such a case that you read into what they were talking about right off the bat, he's speaking with us. That doesn't mean talking. That could be whatever it very well. Maybe you know composing science. You realize. I realize those little code words, and afterward, when you let me know your dad's playing pickleball, offer me a reprieve. Ben selected out that it's bizarre covering Jamie's condition after Karen guaranteed he was playing pickleball. And he likewise said that Mike Tyson was the person who got the nearest to reality. When he let it slip that Jamie had a blood coagulation, even TMZ isn't detailing this. And I realize TMZ has got sources in medical clinics who give them data regardless of whether it's legitimate. Yet they're not. Mike Tyson drew near 7 days after I broke my story on my show. Mike Tyson said that Jamie had a blood coagulation in his cerebrum. Nobody's gone that far to say that yet. Drew the chime it's a blood coagulation in one of his veins drivings. Said that on the off chance that it is adequately sound to play pickleball. Benzo likewise brought up that in the event that Jamie was truly fine, his superstar companions wouldn't ask fans to petition God for a supernatural occurrence. And each companion who comes out, whether it's Kevin Hart or Scratch Gunn, or whoever, all expresses petition God for Jamie. He must reverse this. No one emerges with extraordinary news. It's generally grave. And as per Dr. Drew, it feels as of now that the general population is being gaslit, so they would quit asking inquiries concerning for what reason well-being men like Jamie Foxx and Damar Hamlin are abruptly catching extreme clinical issues. And besides Damar Hamlin, or both of them I imply, that was likewise covered in mystery. How truly do individuals get to reality? And what do they envision they're doing by not coming clean? Well, you mean look as a columnist. I'm not a rehearsing columnist, however much individuals who compose these days, yet they will be there towing a line continually with this sought-after stuff. Nobody figures out reality. Nobody's permitted to discuss it. The number of passings that do we read about of individuals in their 20s. Individuals. These competitors are race ponies on the contribute the field on a court dropping, swooning at the White House 4 days prior. Nobody discusses it. Could we at any point see that as assuming that she was inoculated? Is this myocarditis what's happening? Absolutely not a chance. You won't discuss it. By the way, this is what Damar Hamlin needed to say when he was asked. Everything that specialists said to him caused his new medical services. That is something I need to avoid. I know from my experience. The NFL, they do a larger number of tests than anything. And throughout you having your physical, did anyone at any point return with any say you had a heart issue or whatever was? Strange. I really know I've forever been a solid, youthful, fit, fiery, you realize person, not to mention competitor, so it was something simply that we actually handling. I'm actually talking through with my PCPs, just to see what everything was presently assuming that your one is beginning to accept that Jamie is one more survivor of the benefit-driven media outlet. However, Dave himself isn't actually hostile to vax. He is against industry control. And he's been exceptionally frank in the past about how Hollywood supervisors will persevere relentlessly with regards to guaranteeing that their valued belongings, also known as performers, are acquiring benefit regardless of whether it implies they need to seriously endanger their well-being and their lives. Back in 2006, David matched on Inside the Entertainer's studio, and he raised Martin Lawrence's scandalous 1996 breakdown, guaranteeing that the business attempted to believe the account and paint Martin as an insane medication junkie, when as a matter of fact, he was a casualty of the debilitated business. So let me ask you this: what's going on in Hollywood that it got it extreme will be on the road waving a firearm shouting they are attempting to kill me? Definitely, no doubt what's happening. For what reason is Dave Chappelle going to Africa? For what reason does Mariah Carey earn anything arrangement and take garments off on TRL? It is a feeble individual can't get to stay here and converse with you. Ain't no frail individuals conversing with you. So what's going on in Hollywood? No one knows the most horrendously terrible thing to call someone as insane as cavalier. I don't grasp this individual, so they're stunningly, that is. __. These individuals are not insane, they're resilient individuals. Perhaps the climate is somewhat wiped out, and afterward, during his new stand-up show, Dave guaranteed that all Hollywood performers are caught in an endless loop of corporate control. And you can either do everything that they say to you to do, or you will be supplanted. When I quit the show, every one of my companions would agree that what a __. Them day, how about you do Chappelle's show at another organization? Better believe it, no doubt. And for what reason doesn't a slave run, starting with one ranch, then on to the next estate, in light of the fact that the expert around there may be more pleasant? I've even thought about returning and doing another Chappelle show. Well, yet in the event that I do, I can't call out to it Chappelle show, since me and similarity is being utilized by them in unendingness. All through the universe, it's in the agreement. And keeping in mind that a few fans are saying that this could make sense of why Jang had a complete implosion on the arrangement of back in real life subsequent to being compelled to make the effort, others are guaranteeing dark.